if you're a Cancer born June 21st to July 22nd, what can you expect for the month of November 2018? Let's tune in and find out. So Cancers, what's coming up is just a restart, an opportunity to slow down and get things right and to really create your life the way that you want it. And part of that just means to change your mindset, to stop looking at things that are wrong and start looking at things that are right. Sometimes it takes an event or a situation that causes us to stop, to slow down and go, wait a second, my life is pretty good and I need to shift my focus. It feels like there could be some events or things that have happened that have pulled you under, whether it's just kind of self-defeating energy, irritated with yourself, or there could be actually a series of events. You could have had an accident, right? You could have had, a broken bone, or you could have lost a friend, or you could have, through bad behavior, or, just feels like I feel a little bit personally attacked, and I feel at the same time a little bit frustrated with my friends around me. So it's just a little bit of a crazy energy from October, and that's moving into early November. So I feel like a little bit of confusion, and some of you might have got knocked on your butt. Like I said, just knocked on your butt, something out of surprise, and now you're having to mend. And whether that's mend physically or mend emotionally, that's where I see you beginning November. So the good news is this is a month where you can actually take care of yourself, nurture yourself, and really notice what's important to you so that you can have better days ahead. Okay, so let's go ahead and focus on those of you that are in a couple romantic relationship. And let's see what November has for you. So in this relationship, I do feel like communication starts to shift. There may have been some challenges recently where you're not feeling heard, or that's not what I said, and just communication being off. And I feel like that starts to get corrected in November, and there's a greater sense of patience for one another, and things start to get back on track. Now, in part, that might happen because Venus has been retrograde, and now it starts to move forward November 16th. And remember, Venus is the planet of love, and it rules money and friendship and love and fun and all the good things in our life. And as it starts to move direct, it means that it's kind of like the sun comes out and shines on us again, right? Good things happen. It feels positive. So you're going to have some of that energy towards the end of the month that will start to elevate your personal relationship. I also feel there's going to be some changes that you're going to make, being introspective, having time on your hands and looking inward. And so that you can be a little more accountable for maybe when you've stepped on your partner's toes or when you've been sort of deaf to what they've been saying. So it does feel like there's a little bit of movement from both of your ends that creates the relationship to move back in that into that tranquility zone or that fun place. It also feels like the relationship has more opportunity that last weekend of November 23rd, the full moon in Gemini, which is also a really good, positive, powerful energy and fun. And of course, here in the States, it's our Thanksgiving. So whether you're single or you're in love, that's a great time for everybody. It's a lighthearted time. It doesn't feel heavy and oppressive. Sometimes people don't like getting together with their families for Thanksgiving, but I don't feel that drudgery with it. I feel like a lightness with it and a positivity. So I do feel at the end of the month, your romantic relationship is going to get better. Now, for those of you that are single, let's see what November has in store for you. Well, I feel like there's the lid has been lifted from like the end of October on just more freedom and more fun, self-expression, opportunity to be able to get what you want. And it really feels less about one person and more about, I want to just have a good time and I want to go celebrate and enjoy myself and kind of see what's out there. So I see it more as exploring different people. There may be somebody special that kind of shows up, or that you start to notice. As Venus goes direct, Mercury goes retrograde on the same day, November 16th. Mercury retrograde from the 16th of November to December 6th. And of course, in relationships, then that can be a big headache. Right now, we've got more communication problems. So we finally get the planet of love to help us. And now what? There's more confusion. So what there is to do is just to slow down, just have fun. Don't try and make this, the one, right? Just enjoy it. And if it is the one, if he or she is the one, you'll start to know by the end of, by the middle of December, when Mercury's direct, you'll start to go, oh yeah, you know what? They really do feel good to me. Or I've seen everything, and even their bad stuff I can handle, right? Because we all have, those idiosyncrasies that can drive one another crazy. And sometimes it's important to know, sorry about that, some of us can override somebody else's difficulties, and other times it's just like, no way, they would drive me crazy, I can't be with them. So you'll get that information by middle of December if there's one person, that's really standing out for you. And if you're not, then you're likely to meet somebody more in December. In the meantime, I just see you dating, having fun, and enjoying yourself in terms of love and romance, and not being so hard on yourself either, right? Okay, let's move into career and money. There may be a few bumps in your career path this month. It may be that, the taskmaster's there and you haven't maybe followed through with some things, and now there's pressure for you to kind of get things done and get things together. I feel a little bit of pressure in my career to make things happen. As far as your money goes, it feels a little tight. I feel a little bit poor. But at the same time, I see that there is opportunity to make more money. So it's a little bit of navigation that it's going to take on your part this month, and also making sure you're not overspending. Now, there is an opportunity for you to be able to receive gifts and loans and financial support, but it does require you asking, and it does require you, working out a payment plan or whatever there is so that you can get what you need. There may be some big expenses, like a car expense or things like that. When Mercury goes retrograde, we can have problems with cars, and we can have problems with electronics. Our computer can go, problems. We can have problems with, the refrigerator, appliances, and all these sorts of things. So there may be some more expenses for you, Cancer, this month, or either that or expenses that just happened. But I do see money coming in, right? I do see people coming in to rescue and or support. So there is support for you in being able to get whatever through the difficulty is. If you wrecked your car, there's money there, whether it's the insurance money that you pay, or a family friend or that works with you. So I don't feel like you're out and alone and that it's a problem. Okay, let's look at your health. So I do feel like you need to be protective of your health, especially, the end of the month, early into December. It does feel I have a little bit of a headache, so it could be just that you're not paying attention. It could be also around your endocrine system or the neck and back. So it's around, taking care of the physical health as well as your emotional health. And, it's also about balance and creating a better balance in your life. So that can be all over health, right? So pay attention, slow down, watch where you're going. Whether you're driving or you're walking, slow down. Any rushing, tumbling energy can be problematic. So you just want to slow down and take better care of yourself, and then your body will harmonize with that, and you can avoid, just the ups and downs that go on with the body when you're going 100 miles an hour, right? Which is sleepless nights, partying too much, not taking good care of yourself, and then accidents happen, all that kind of stuff. So just be slow and methodical. Let's look at anything unexpected for you guys this month. Yeah, I think you could have some unexpected creative breakthroughs through writing, creating, speaking, relationships. There may be something from your past that gets picked up again. So there might be some work that you had, or somebody that really liked your work in the past, and they're coming back around and saying, hey, remember, we did that once upon a time. Now I want to expand it and do this with you, right? So there's a real, I want to say like a feather in your hat, or an opportunity where somebody comes back to hire you, or acknowledge you for something that you've done, for good work that you've done. And that feels to me like it's more towards the end of the month as opposed to the beginning of the month. And that would make sense after that, the November 23rd, that full moon in Gemini. I'm so very happy Gemini, and I really do feel like it supports your career sector as well as your friendships and relationships. Okay, all in all, the end of the month feels much lighter and more carefree. The beginning of the month feels a little, I don't want to say troublesome, but it just feels more like there's more effort, right? Like my neck hurts, my shoulders hurt. I feel a little more tension is what I want to say at the end of that month and the beginning of November. Just a little bit more tension, and it could be just self-imposed pressure, things that you know you need to do, deadlines that you're needing. It could be that you're still cleaning up from either emotional problems or fallouts that you had the previous month, or still dealing with the Venus retrograde and some relationships that maybe aren't perfect and stepping on friends' toes or having your toes stepped on, right? So there's this little bit of like, ouch, and Cancers, here's the other thing. Cancers, you guys can be mean, right? Like sometimes you don't mean it, but the words can fall right out of your mouth, and maybe somebody called you on it, right? So maybe you're in the doghouse with somebody. I do feel like if that's the case, right away around November 1st, either side of that, I think you get that cleaned up, right? So if somebody calls it to your attention, hey, you hurt my feelings, I do think right away that you can go in and apologize and get that relationship back on track. So I do feel some of these kind of uncomfortable things, but they get ironed out very quickly, and then you can start to be on a roll. But it's not a fast roll. It's a slow roll. It's methodical. It's taking care of business. It is forward momentum, so you're getting things done. I see you can get a lot of things done. So don't be haphazard. Be focused. Block out the things that are preventing you from getting things done. Put your friends on notice. Don't talk to me today. Talk to me tomorrow. And really, do yourself a favor and get focused. And in doing that, you're going to see by the end of the month, you're going to be so much happier. You're going to have so much done, and it's going to be really great. All right, you guys, have an amazing, happy Thanksgiving with your friends and your family. And if you're celebrating alone, jump online and connect with people, because everybody should feel that love and that gratitude that Thanksgiving has. And I wish you all, like I said, a wonderful month. And if you like my intuitive astrology, please click like, share it with a friend, comment below, and I look forward to connecting with you again next month.